For this challenge, we took on the role of a city planning team, analyzing business growth and opportunities in the city of Engagement, Ohio. Some data preparation was performed in SAS Studio for easier analysis in our SAS Visual Analytics tool. We generated high-level descriptions of the data using the SAS Visual Analytics automated explanation capability. This capability provides insights for a chosen variable, including relationships with other variables. For example, the generated plots show that the average hourly rate increases as a participant's education level increases. Box plots reveal the amount of money participants spent by category, with housing being the largest. However, housing costs are highly variable, and looking at the details allows us to compare an individual's housing expenses to the typical cost for that area. Plotting housing expenses versus local rent costs shows that most participants spent the expected amount on housing, evidenced by the diagonal line. However, some spent less than expected, potentially due to sharing housing costs with others. We identified 85 participants that live in shared housing. Using SAS Via's network analytics, we searched for repeated travel patterns to understand daily activities. We found that every participant went to work between 320 and 323 days, with the majority going out to lunch in the middle of their work shift. Eating out is a common activity after work and in general. The median participant ate out 469 times in total and ate out 130 times after a workday, or 40% of total workdays. Visiting pubs is a common activity in Engagement, Ohio. Only 13 participants never visited a pub, and thankfully, no participants visited a pub during a work shift. However, going to pubs after work and on non-work days is very common, sometimes with multiple visits in a single day. The median participant went to a pub 394.5 times in total, 71 times after work, or 22% of total workdays, and had multiple daily pub visits on 100 days. To find the primary business space in the town, we analyzed where participants spent their time when not commuting, at home, or at work. We discovered that most spent their leisure time in pubs and restaurants. By correlating spending habits with check-in time, we were able to identify where participants spent their money. The team identified 5 major business districts: Central, North Central, Northwest, East, and South. Pubs are the foundation of the city's business, and the Central District is home to 2 of the most popular pubs, 1342 and 1344. Combined, these 2 pubs generated over $1.5 million in sales over the course of the study, accounting for over 20% of all sales. The Central District is responsible for 50% of all sales, followed by the Northwest District at 27%. Pubs and restaurants generated over 68% of total sales for the entire city. Examining daily patterns, we find that pubs generate their revenue on weekends between 9 a.m. and 12 a.m. and on weekdays from 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. Sales were lowest on weekdays between 6 a.m. and 4 p.m., while restaurants generate most of their revenue between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. on weekends and 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. on weekdays. Over the study period, pubs have a consistent revenue stream that declined in the first 3 months but stabilized to an average of $340,000 per month. All pubs have nearly identical sales patterns, peaking on weekends and dipping on weekdays. Restaurants, on the other hand, have multiple sales patterns. Seasonal differences were prominent for restaurants in the primary business space. While most restaurants have predictable seasonality, they differ within districts. We used time series clustering to identify 6 sales patterns. Cluster 1 consisted entirely of pubs, the main business base of the city, with the exception of a single restaurant, 895, indicating it had a pub-like sales pattern.